Power, prestige, and prosperity sounds like the trail of alma maters left behind by Mike Logan this week. West Virginia with a big win over number 4 Baylor. Jacksonville with their first win. Are we going to make it a hat trick tonight with your Steelers over Houston?
I think we may have the hat trick tonight. I'm looking forward to that game, but I'm just elated about what has happened over the weekend with the Mountaineers coming up big against Baylor and the Jacksonville Jaguars getting their first win.
And that helped the Steelers out too, obviously. And, you know, like we said, the NFL's so goofy. Right. The Steelers beat Carolina, and they're sitting there with 3 games staring them in the face, 3 teams combined with 1 loss. A month later, Cleveland has one of their biggest wins since they came back in the league, beating the Steelers. Now, they got 3 games in a row against 3 teams with just 1 win. 1-18 or 1-16 was the record the next 3. They go out and lay a complete egg. Punts are bouncing off of guys' helmets. Where were those mistakes last week?
I'm just convinced that there's some kind of conspiracy going on in the NFL, especially for the Pittsburgh Steelers sitting where they're sitting right now, and everyone's in dismay in Pittsburgh saying the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're just so terrible. They're playing, but somehow they seem to still just always remain close in this division, and gives them an opportunity to sneak into the playoffs at the end of the year. And then if they get into the playoffs and make a run, everything will be fine.
Houston is a team that's sort of in the same boat as the Steelers, 3-3. This could be a game used as a springboard to better things. It could be, if you lose it, maybe a sign that you're going downhill. I look at their roster, and correct me if you think I'm wrong. We hear all this stuff about J.J. Watt, and you hear, Arian Foster, and they do have some star players. I don't know if top to bottom they have that good of a football team, and the Steelers certainly have the advantage at quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't think they have that, franchise quarterback that can lead them down, talking about the Houston Texans. So when you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers and you say they still have Ben Roethlisberger leading this team. So where they're at right now, this game is very critical for them. Ben hasn't been playing to the top level that we're used to seeing him playing, but this can change all that. If he goes out tonight and plays a good game against the Houston Texans, who has a pretty good defense, they have some playmakers on defense, a game-time decision if Jadeveon Clowney is going to play tonight. I think that'll ease a little tensions here in Pittsburgh about the offense and Ben Roethlisberger.
You're talking about the culture of Monday Night Football, Mike, the games that you played in. I was talking with Sean Spence last week, and he said Monday night's still special. Now, you got Thursday Night Football every week, you got Sunday Night Football every week, but somehow Monday was the original one, and the Steelers, for whatever reason, have been dominant, especially. They've never lost a home game at Heinz Field. They've won 15 Monday night games in a row at home, going back to Three River Stadium days. 1991 is the last time they lost a Monday night home game. I mean, just talk about the magic of it in general, but particularly in Pittsburgh.
Well, overall, just playing on Monday night, it's the only game in town, and that your people across the country and across the nation are going to be able to watch you and focus on you. So that's very big to especially young players who come in the league and get their first experience at Monday Night Football. But here in Pittsburgh, walking around the city yesterday and driving around after church and everything, it seems people don't even care about other football that's going on. They're gearing up for Monday night. I still seen people walking around with Pittsburgh Steelers jerseys on and things of that nature. Yes, they're gearing up for the night. In the grocery store, people shopping for their Monday night party. So it lets you know that there's, an aura in Pittsburgh that surrounds that everything is going to focus on this game tonight. So for young players getting their first experience at this game here in Pittsburgh is going to be a tremendous feeling for them.
I think we last year learned our lesson about this is a must-win, this is that, when it comes all the way down to the last seconds of the last game, to a toe being out of bounds and missing the playoffs. But on the important scale of where the season is going, how important is this game?
I think this is a very important game for the Pittsburgh Steelers, especially playing against the Houston Texans right now. They've lost some games against the lowly Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then you lose a game to Cleveland. And people look at that now and say, Cleveland lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that puts Pittsburgh in a very awkward position right now to go out against a team like the Houston Texans and get a W. I think that'll set the season up right now and say we can start to build on this victory.
He is Mike Logan. He's here every Monday, usually to discuss the Steeler game from the day before. Today, it's to discuss the West Virginia Mountaineers and the Steeler game to be played tonight.